give me a home where the vaqueros roam, where ranch life still lives on today, where fresh corn is milled and pastries are filled, and I'll eat tamales and empanadas all day.
It feels like I'm eating to Rancho.
Today, I'm getting a traditional taste of northern Mexican cuisine at a historic Sonoran hacienda.
This keeps getting better and better, Mayte. Yeah.
Then, I bring those flavors back to my kitchen so that you too can get a taste of that norteño hacienda life. And so does a very hungry vaquero of my own.
This combination is a super winner.
Sweet and spicy, fresh corn, chile verde, and cheese tamales. Grilled chile-rubbed pork chops topped with a pickled, juicy grape salad. A frosty, frozen grape margarita.
Dame tu chocolate, dame café caliente, dame tu corazón.
La hacienda, el rancho. For the Mexican cowboy, or as we say in Spanish, vaquero, it's where they call home. Shoe a horse, hang a hat, or get a hot meal. The hacienda is the hub of life for those who make a living under the great open Sonoran sky. Sonora borders the American Southwest, and they share the same rugged, arid landscape. In central Sonora, the past meets present at Hacienda del Labrador, where even today you'll find cattle, comfort, and plenty to eat. And nothing calls a vaquero or vaquera home as quickly as that amazing food.
Mayte.
Bienvenida otra vez. Qué padre que estás aquí.
The owner, Mayte, has managed to preserve much of the ranch iconography this region is known for, collecting odds and ends she finds on the property and seamlessly incorporating them into the decor. The hacienda isn't just a monument to the past, it's also a fully functioning ranch with an interesting backstory.
My grandfather, cuando él estaba aquí, la casa estaba muy vieja. La estaba arreglando y una vez escarbando en la pared, cayó un chorro de dinero.
No.
Sí, montón de dinero.
Coins started falling out of the hole in the wall?
I think it was a treasure from the conquistadores, and they put his money in a place where nobody knows, no banks in that time. They used to
Just
put it
hide.
under the ground or in a special place where nobody else. Pero a él no le gustaba que dijeran que él encontró un tesoro. Él decía que el dinero lo sacó trabajando. Para mí el tesoro es esto. No, si una vez encuentro
that was
eso.
Beautiful.
Mayte shares this treasure with me, the most valuable of which are her passed down family recipes.
What's the name of these tamales?
Tamales de elote. Primero vas y recoges a la milpa 3 docenas de elotes.
To make this recipe, you have to go out to your field and get your fresh corn, okay?
Yes. Hicimos, pues muy antiguo de mi abuelo,
¿De
que lo
verdad?
inventó para facilitar este trabajo, porque antes lo hacíamos con un cuchillo, pero era peligroso. Mi papá tenía un dedo cortado porque se le cortó.
Oh my gosh. No me
Entonces
digas.
ahora ya tenemos esto, vamos a molerlo.
This masa is nothing but the ground fresh corn. That's it.
Sí.
And now you're
Esta?
going to cream your
Sí,
lard.
esta es manteca vegetal. Good, and then, va.
We're going in with the corn. This keeps getting better and better, Mayte.
Yeah.
I've never seen the cups placed in the bottom. And
No?
it makes so much sense.
Es una explosión de sabor a elote.
A elote.
A elote. Ujú.
Queso fresco.
Sí.
So creamy. You have very few ingredients,
Yeah.
like the corn, the chile, the cheese.
The thing is to use the things that we have here.
So you don't have a lot of ingredients, but they're ingredients that you love and you make the best of them.
Yeah.
While the tamales are cooking, you'll show me how to make your pumpkin empanadas.
Claro. Es hard job this.
Okay. Y le vas a poner piloncillo,
Sí.
canela.
Y clavo. Agua. Eso se deja hervir por unas 3 horas.
Once it's cooked down, y esto así
Y
te queda.
Así queda.
Deliciously super sweet, like you want more. It's like pumpkin jam.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna show me how to make.
How to make the dough for the empanadas.
So first, we're gonna cream these. So 1/4 kilo vegetable lard, the active yeast.
Yes.
Okay.
In the
okay.
flour, we put a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Okay. Some sugar.
You just want it to mix with the flour, but it's still dry.
De agua.
¡Ay, me encanta! This is like the prettiest rolling pin ever.
It's really, really, really old. Y con las manos también igual. Hacemos esto.
Ah, mira qué bonito. ¡Ay, mucho más bonito!
Muy bonito. Va.
Uy, mira qué rico. And I can see chunks of corn.
Ya. Ujú.
You mix the spicy.
Yeah. Because
With the
we have
cheesy.
sweet, but with chile and cheese.
Uy.
Está caliente.
Super hot, but super delicious. It feels like I'm eating to Rancho. You know, like it feels like a flavor that you would only get out in the country. What do you love the most when you wake up and you look at these?
I like that you don't have finish. Sight is endless.
The horizon
Yeah,
is never ending.
It's endless. And you can see the esencia de Sonora because you see the big space. Sonora is a big state. And then you see big space and the mountains.
I love that. This is a true taste of Sonora. Food in the deep north of Mexico is its own thing. It's food that is simple, unpretentious, filling, and so delicious. And it has its surprises too. So the first thing that I'm gonna show you how to make is the northern style corn tamales. We're gonna start with the chile verde and cebolla filling. I have about a tablespoon of vegetable oil that I'm heating here over medium to medium-high heat. And I'm gonna cut my onion in plumitas, or slivers. About a cup to a cup and a half. The onion in here. I have a pound of chile verde. So you know the chile verdes that they use in Sonora are the Anaheim chiles. What you need to do is to roast them, and then you put them in a bag and sweat them and peel them, remove the seeds and the stems, and then you get to have something like this. So I'm slicing the Anaheims or chile verdes that we already roasted. They're citrusy, they have a slight acidic taste that's refreshing, that's very different from other chiles. I'm adding a half a teaspoon of salt. So this is gonna come together and it's going to continue softening for a minute or two. You can find corn tamales all over Mexico, and there's the variations. But in Sonora, they make corn tamales with the sweet, savory, and spicy combination all in one. And the combination is just pretty phenomenal. This is looking really good because it's brown all around the edges and the mixture just wilted together, which is a good thing. So I just turned it off and it's gonna cool a little so that it's ready for me to use it as a filling. Now we're gonna make the masa. So I'm adding 4 cups of white corn into my food processor. It's gonna wanna jump everywhere. I'm gonna add a half a cup of evaporated milk. And I wanna mix it, but I wanna leave it chunky. Let me see. We want it chunky, but not that chunky. This looks good. So we broke the kernels, but you can still see the big chunks. Now we're going to make the rest of the masa. These corn tamales are made with butter. So I'm using a half a cup of soft, unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I'm gonna start beating it until it's very soft and creamy. I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Then I'm gonna add a cup of masa harina in 4 installments. And I'm going to alternate between the corn mixture and the masa harina. A little bit of the corn. And 1 more. We're looking for a masa that if I take it up with a spoon, it holds its shape, but it's still soft and a little loose. Now we're going to assemble the tamales. We have our corn husks soaking in water for about an hour. So this is about 2 to 3 very generous tablespoons of the corn masa. And you want to put it in the middle, make a little bit of room, and then we're adding some of that Anaheim onion mixture, and then we're adding some of these melty cheese. I'm using queso quesadilla combined with Oaxaca cheese, but you can use any melty cheese that you want as long as it has a nice bite to it, because you want it to contrast with the sweetness of the corn masa and with the spiciness of the Anaheim and onion mixture. So look how I'm folding the 2 sides of the corn husks and I'm pushing the masa to wrap the filling as I do. See? Could you see? And then once I have the filling trapped between the masa, I'm closing it on the top. I'm moving these to one side. I'm folding it from the bottom, and then I'm spreading it evenly to the top. So let's continue. So I'm adding the 2 to 3 tablespoons of masa. This is gonna be so good. The chile with the onion. And then the part of the husks that doesn't have any of the filling, you decide to which side you want to fold it. And then you grab the bottom and you spread the masa like that. Now you know how to build the tamales. Now we have our tamalera. Now you can get a formal tamalera, which is a pot that's built with a steaming basket, but you can just use a steaming basket like this, which will adapt to any pot. And I have water already, and I'm gonna add a coin. I have a quarter here because the quarter is going to act as an alarm clock, and whenever the pot runs out of water, it will start jumping around, letting me know if I ever need more water. I'm using some of the husks that I soaked as the floor for the steamer, and then I'm gonna place my tamales as vertical as I can, like that. And if you didn't make enough tamales to fill your pot, then you just add a little bit more corn husks so that they won't move around. And we're turning this on. I'm gonna reduce the heat to medium-low, and I'm gonna let the tamales cook for about an hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to make some pork chops, and you think about the food from Sonora like Hacienda food, but then you find these surprising things. For example, they grow an immense amount of many different kinds of grapes. So to sit right on top of those pork chops, I'm making a pickled grape salad. So I have a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and I have a small pan here that I've been heating over medium-low heat. And I'm going to toast my cumin seeds. And this is just something that will make the smell, the taste, the everything from the cumin seeds come out. So you see how the seeds are toasting? Come, I'll show you. And now they're starting to gain a little bit of the brown. So because we are going to bite into these, I'm trying to break them. This is another one of those ingredients that I'm getting to know. I didn't used to cook with a lot of cumin, until I moved to the US. And it turns out that many regions of Mexico, which I hadn't explored, do use a lot of cumin. Not very common in Mexico City, where I grew up, but oh my gosh, in the north of Mexico, it is prevalent. I'm going to zest a lime and zest an orange, and then we're gonna add the juice of the lime and the orange. And then we have the juice of the lime and the orange, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt. Then I'm whisking these. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of grapes. I have cotton candy grapes. Cotton candy grapes really do have a cotton candy taste, but it's like fresh and juicy. I keep trying to get 2 cups, but I'm eating half of them as I'm taking them off the stems. So I'm gonna cut them in half so that they will soak more of the pickling vinaigrette. And some of the juices of the grape will start mixing with that pickling vinaigrette too. Oh, this looks really pretty. This looks really pretty. I'm thinly slicing a serrano. I halved it, and I am leaving all of the seeds because yum. And they go. And then I'm gonna do half of an onion. So I'm slicing this celery rib thinly. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup cilantro and a 1/4 cup of mint. I can smell it too. We're gonna let these sit and macerate for a little bit. So the tamales have been cooking for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And it's always a great idea to leave the tamales in the pot with the lid on for at least another 15 minutes so that the husk will come off cleanly. I'm gonna move my indoor grill. I'm gonna put the heat at medium. When people think about Sonora, they think about beef, but Sonora also produces really high quality pork. So these are pork chops, bone in, with some of the fat on, between 1.5 and 2 inches thick. And I'm making a very simple but tasty rub. I have 1 tablespoon of ancho chile powder, and I have 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna mix all that in. So now I'm adding this rub. Pork is really tender, it's accessible, and you can season it in so many ways. I mean, from like a chile rub like this to fruit sauces. Like, you can go so many places. What I love about eating pork is that it makes you feel full, but you don't feel like overstuffed because the meat is just more light. Okay, so look how pretty the rub looks. Juju, come, help me cook. Remember when I was trying to make like these pork chops with a grape sauce and it was one disaster after another? And then we came up with this recipe.
Yeah, so good.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, come over here, you little monkey. Oh. So we're gonna make it again because you liked it so much.
Yeah.
I'm adding oil. It's gonna get smoky, Juju. Do you wanna put it on?
Sure.
Go for it.
Scrabble?
Slow. Yeah. But confidently. Eso. Okay.
Another one?
Eso. And then we're gonna grill the chops for about 6 to 7 minutes per side. And the temperature is 145 to 150. That means it's cooked and it's not overcooked.
Okay.
These look beautiful.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna let them rest so that all the juices in there like distribute, and so it's nice when you slice them. But also we can let them rest really happily and confidently because I want you to eat some tamales. Juju, do you wanna bring the tamales to the front?
You want me to open it?
See?
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, you want to toast with me?
Oh.
Oh, that's because you really wanted to eat it.
Really good. It's like sweet and spicy.
These are super typical in Sonora.
And the flavors balance out each other. It's not like too spicy, but it's a little bit spicy.
We're gonna make a watermelon and grape margarita.
Okay.
But for you, it's a virgin margarita. 2 cups of grapes, and I froze them
Okay.
so that it's gonna be like a slushy. Y aquí están frescas, mira, para que pruebes. You know what these are called?
Gummy berry.
Don't they taste like the strawberry flavored gummy bears? Have you tasted grapes and watermelon together? We have 2 cups of watermelon that I already diced and pre-froze so that it would be really like a slushy. And then we have simple syrup. Do you know what simple syrup is?
Sugar and water.
Exactly. It's equal parts of sugar and water. So this is like 3/4 of a cup of simple syrup. Y luego jugo de limón. Aquí tengo 2/3 of a cup. It's fresh squeezed. Y ahora, ¿cómo ves que le pongamos un poquito de chile?
Chile.
¿Se te antoja? So that you have the
Yeah.
sweet, the sour
spicy.
and tart and the spicy.
Yeah.
And we can just add a couple slices, así, nada más para darle 4 slices, 5 slices,
6?
6 slices. Give it a little heat. Okay, está. Whoa. Okay. So, we're gonna do this for you. Qué rico, Juju. Do you wanna cut some of the grapes y se las pones encima? Y mira, mine. And I'm gonna share with Papi too. Le voy a echar like a half a cup of tequila. And I'm gonna use silver tequila. Uy, qué bonito, Juju. So this is with tequila. Toast.
Gives you like a brain freeze.
Brain freeze. And it's sweet and it's tart. And it has a lot of that kick. Okay.
Ready?
Do you wanna eat the meat with the grapes at the same time or first the meat?
With the grapes. How is it? Cheers.
I did the meat first. Yum.
Meat? Rub is really good.
Super tender. And I like that it's so thick because we get the crust on top and the spices, but then in between it's so subtle.
Now with the grapes.
And then I'm gonna try the grapes on their own, like the salad.
It's really good with the grapes.
This combination is a super winner. The grape salad is just so yum on its own. Then together it's just yum. And so this meal was really inspired by my trip to Sonora, and it's something that I just didn't expect to find there, you know?
I like when you test recipes on this, because like the first time you made this one, it wasn't as good as right now.
You got better.
Yeah, it got a lot better.
See, so you guys get to try the better versions. Juju and his brothers get to try like all my attempts at getting it good. But I think we got it good this time.
It's so good. It's so good.